morning, Service Alliance community. Hope everybody's having a great week. It is Wednesday, guys. We're halfway there. I'm
What is
super
up,
excited.
guys?
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm good, man. Just a little sore. Been scraping up carpet glue for 4 hours yesterday, so I'm not used to manual labor. I'm an appliance repair technician, so you know how that goes. But I'm super excited, man. We got George Dempsey with us. How you doing, George?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on, man. I've been wanting to have you on either the podcast or the morning grind for a while. Um, not only are you an appliance store and appliance business owner, but you're also a UASA board member, and you also probably have one of the best looking beards in the appliance industry, I might
I appreciate it, man. Thank you
add.
very much. It means a lot.
Tell the viewers a little bit about yourself if you don't mind, and then after that we'll pray up and get into this thing.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, like DK saying, my name is George. I'm a UASA board member. Been on the board for a little over a year now. I have a couple of stores here in the Charleston, South Carolina area. We do new appliances, scratch and dent appliances. We do a small amount of refurbished appliances still. We mainly refurbish our hallaways. And that's how I got into the business that's how I started my own business, was doing refurbished appliances. I actually got into the business working for another company doing deliveries. Then did deliveries for a few years and then started learning the repair side. And then 2008, it got kind of slow. So I went out and started just picking up old machines off the side of the road and refurbishing them, reselling them. Did that for probably 5-6 years, just doing it myself. Then 2014, I opened a new used appliance store, and just been going from there, man. Did refurbish, and then started doing scratch.
Oh, lost the audio.
Losing.
Did we lose you, George? You might have to hop out and come back in if we lost you. I don't know if you can still hear us. Oh, there he is.
He's back.
Sorry, guys. I'm on the cell phone.
Trust me, if anybody knows about technical difficulties, it's me, buddy. It happens. And
Cool. Yeah, like I said,
you started out on the used side or refurbished side, and now you're pretty much all new and scratch and dent, right?
yeah. That's right. We started off doing refurbished. Now we do scratch and dent, new appliances. The only stuff we refurbish now is our hallaways, and the acquisition costs for those are free. So
Yeah.
we pretty much we charge for delivery. So I guess we get paid pretty much to take them away and now refurbish them.
Nice.
You can't get much better than that,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we got some people checking in this morning. We'll go over these and then we'll pray up. Morning, Kyle. Hope your week gets better, buddy. Whatever's going on, I'm praying for you, man. Facebook user, not sure who he is, but good morning. Dave, nice to see you, sir. Mr. Alex Hand. Rob Jones is in the house. Nice to see you, brother. Got a few people checking in. Mike, you want to pray us up, man?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to get together and share some stories and allow us to meet new people such as George, and allow us to reach this audience in any way that we can. Allow us to be the community under your design. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Good stuff, man.
But yeah, TK, like we were talking before, that's a good way of training technicians is doing refurbishing. Everybody's talking about going out there and spending a lot of capital training technicians, and you don't have to do that. If you pick up appliances that you can get for free a lot of times and teach your technicians to refurbish them, heck, they're making you money and they're learning appliance repair.
Absolutely.
I'm in a peer group with a bunch of guys, and I tell guys in my peer group about that all the time. It's you're not losing money training appliance technicians. Like, I don't want to go in the hole training appliance repair technician. I don't know. I know a lot of guys aren't set up for that, but it wouldn't take much to rent out a little store and have somebody refurbishing stuff, and then training your technicians how to do that, so they're making you money instead of you going into the hole getting a technician on the road and seeing if they work out or not. That's a big risk a lot of times, because I'd say probably half the time them technicians aren't with you a year to 2 years. There's a high turnover rate there with them not being able to cut it.
No, that was one of the biggest selling points for me to opening a store. Like, I wanted to open a store, but one of the biggest things about it was getting those used appliances to come in, refurbish, and using that as part of my training process, starting them out in the store. And plus, I feel like it's a good environment to train guys. You get them in there, you give them these jobs to do on working on them, and there's no customer lurking over them. They have more space to get around the machine, and they familiarize themselves with it. I mean, you started out refurbishing appliances. I started out refurbishing. So many guys that I know that are really good business owners now started out that way. It's an excellent way. I did the math one time, and when I train a guy from scratch, if it takes 6 months to train him, just in pay of him riding in a van, it costs me $13,000. $13,000 to train a technician. That doesn't include getting his van, getting inventory, any of that stuff. It's just training him. It's $13,500. So,
and then you hope he works out. Hey, he might be 13 grand in the hole and he doesn't even work out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Cost effective to get them in there working on that stuff in the store and then transition them into technician. And who knows, some guys, they might just be a shop tech. That might be their Gipper wheel, and that's what they're good at, or that's what they enjoy.
But at least every day, though, that technician, that soon-to-be technician, is making you money. I mean, you're going to sell that refrigerator that he put the fan in. You're going to sell that washer and dryer set that he refurbished. You know what I mean? So that brings you $500 or what, So you're not losing money every day. I don't know. I don't know why more people don't do it, honestly.
Yeah. We got a question already from Mr. Bob Winterstrom. Hey, George, how's your demand for appliances lately? We've had 2 extremely slow weeks for selling used stuff.
Yeah, so this year has been a little bit different than all the others. As we compare our numbers to last year, our numbers, they're kind of doing this deal up and down compared to last year. Like this July that just ended, we beat our previous year's numbers by like $40,000, but in April we were down $40,000 compared to last year. So I mean, demand's hit and miss this year, but last year was just a great year in selling appliances. There was such high demand because everything was back ordered everywhere. So it's I don't know. It's a lot easier to get a hold of product this year. So if you had the product last year, you were selling it regardless. You couldn't keep stuff in stock. But now that the box stores and stuff like that, they have more stuff available. I mean, they don't have everything available, but there is more options available. So it's a little bit.
That's driving prices down too, right?
Yeah. I mean, prices are still high, which, you pay more, so you got to sell it for more. So margins are about the same as well. I don't know. It's just a little bit different this year. Demand's hit and miss. You'll go really strong selling stuff, and then you'll have, like, Saturday. We were pretty dead Saturday, which Saturday is usually our busiest day of the week by far. And Saturday we were dead Saturday, which it was nice out Saturday. And the weather affects the stuff a lot too. If it's nice out, sometimes your store is going to be a lot slower than if it's not such a nice day. So there's a lot of stuff that affects how you sell stuff.
Yeah.
We haven't lowered prices trying to do that. Yeah, no, we're not lowering prices either. There's no reason to lower prices. Everything's going up everywhere, so we don't lower prices.
Do you sell pretty much all brands, or do you specialize in high end or anything specific?
No, we don't do much on the high end. It's all your normal everyday stuff: GE, Whirlpool, Samsung, LG, Frigidaire, all that kind of stuff.
I got you. Speed Queen?
Oh yeah, we're a big Speed Queen dealer. Last year we were the #1 Speed Queen dealer in South Carolina.
Nice.
So independent. There was a franchise company that did a little bit more, but they have 10 stores in the state.
There you go.
But yeah, we sell a lot of Speed Queen, man. It's just very easy to sell Speed Queen these days. Once the people have the new crap that's out there, they realize how much they don't like it. They want something as close as to what they used to know,
Yeah.
So it's very easy to sell Speed Queen. My wife sells a lot of Speed Queen.
We've been getting a bunch of scratch and dent Speed Queens that are brand new, but might have a little dent in them or a little scratch on them, and people are eating those up. I mean, we're not even open yet, and we're selling, several Speed Queens a week.
That's sweet. Yeah, right now we just did a deal with the Charleston Air Force Base. I actually know a guy that does the liquidations at all the bases around in the whole country, and they just happened to be in mine this time, and we did a deal with the Charleston Air Force Base. We just got a bunch of Speed Queen stack sets, and I got them so cheap that we're selling them for $9.99 a piece, and they're all 5 years old, and we ended up getting 45 of them. I'm down to like 10 of them now. They sell super quick.
The stack sets? You got the stack sets for $9.99?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. They're all 2017 models, and I probably got them for like a little under $4. So if we were selling for $9,
South Carolina and pick up a few.
well, they liquidate all over the U.S. So
yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So not only are you a UASA board member and a appliance business owner, you're also a man of faith, from what I can tell. Tell us a little bit about that, how you came to your faith, and a little bit about your testimony as far as that goes.
Yeah, so I was always born I was born and raised up in a Christian household, but I was, kind of one of them kids that was mischievous and got into everything, and
like Mike.
Yeah, yeah, and never really took stuff real serious as far as faith. And my younger years, I drank a lot, and I did a lot of pills, stuff like that when I was, my early 20s, and that stuff really got a hold of me there for a while. And so yeah, when I worked for somebody else, I was just drinking all the time and all that, and then I went out on my own, and I didn't have a store, didn't have kids or wife or anything like that, and when I went on my own, I didn't have a boss or somebody to tell me what to do, and no schedule or anything like that. So I would start drinking earlier and earlier in the day, you know, 5 o'clock somewhere, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then it became 3 o'clock, and then 1 o'clock, and then 12 o'clock, and then um, next thing I know, you know, I was waking up in the morning, and I'd try to sleep till about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then wake up in the morning. Like I said, I was a pillhead too. I'd go scarf down 4 Xanax, go make me a sandwich real quick, and then I'd make me a liquor drink after that. And I don't know, alcohol and drugs just took a hold of my life. And then so in 2014, well, actually in 2013, I met my wife, and luckily she decided to stay with me, even though the alcohol got worse and worse. And then in 2014, I went and finally I was having, you know, like I would go to sleep at night and wake up and feel like I couldn't breathe and stuff like that. And so finally, I was like, man, something's got to change. And in 2014, April 20th, 2014, I went into a detox program because I couldn't do it myself. Like the thought of me being able, excuse me, the thought of me, I would look at other people during the day at 3 o'clock, you know, sitting down, eating with their family or whatever or 4 o'clock, whatever, just sitting down, talking in the afternoon. Hell, I couldn't talk to anybody without having a drink, man. I just didn't feel, I'd have the jitters or didn't feel good because alcohol I needed it. I was relying upon it. And that was a horrible feeling, man, to be controlled by something that you let take you into a bad spot. And so 2014, April 20th, 2014, I went to detox, and I was there for 5 days coming off of, like I said, Xanax and pills and liquor. And so I did 5 days at detox, and then I went up into North Carolina and did a 28-day rehab program. And that's what got me off of alcohol and liquor. And that was 8 years ago, and I haven't touched either since. So
Congratulations, man.
that's pretty much where I'm at. In 2014, at that rehab place it was a Christian rehab place, and pretty much that's where I had my come back to God kind of moment, you know what I mean? And I said, God, please, if you can do anything, take this desire for alcohol and pills away from me, man, because it was intense. I didn't know how I was going to get past it. Because when you're in this detox and rehab program, and of course you're not going to be able to get anything there, but as soon as you get back to the, real life, it ain't nothing to walk into a liquor store, so that was real scary for me, because I thought, there ain't no way I'm going to be able to go back without being able to start drinking again and stuff like that. And I don't know, man, it's tough whenever you consume something like that and you feel like it's a part of what you have to do to survive every day, and then you take it away from you. I don't know, it's a tough feeling. So when I was in that rehab place, I prayed to God. I said, please, Lord, if I'll do anything, just, give me the strength to not go back to that kind of stuff. And luckily he did, man. That was tough. So 2014, I got sober. 2 months later, Taylor, she got pregnant. And we had been trying for a kid before that, but luckily God knows when you're ready for something and when you're not, because I wasn't ready for a kid being an alcoholic, I mean, it just would have been a disaster. You don't want a kid around somebody who's a drunk or a pillhead, or, you know what I mean? It's not something that you want or that I was ready for, and God knew that. And so Yeah, 2014. I got out of rehab. 2 months later, she gets pregnant. Then 2015, we had our first son, Chase, and then 2 months after we had him, we opened our first store location, and then we 2015 opened our store, and then 2016 I had my second son, and 2016 I have a second kid, and then pretty much after that it's just been work ever since. And 2019 we opened our second location, and right before COVID started, so that was a lot of fun. And then we just found out a couple of weeks ago my wife's pregnant again. So
congratulations, man.
Yeah, congrats.
You trying to catch up with me, ain't you?
I guess, man. We'll keep on in a minute. So,
that's awesome, man. That's good stuff. Congratulations on that. I mean,
thanks.
Congratulations on all of it.
Yeah, for sure, man. I love hearing people's testimonies, especially ones like yours where God helps you and delivers you from the clutches of addiction. Because I used to run a rehab for the church that I worked for, so it hits close to home. I never felt like I was good at it because I never was an addict. I was never, I partied back in the day when in my 20s and drank a lot and all that stuff. But it's always just beautiful to see how God can take someone from addiction. And it really can. Like, I know personally from my struggles with, I know it sounds silly, but my struggles with smoking cigarettes and nicotine, like, it's crazy when you stop using a substance that you're addicted to, the feelings that you go through. Like, every time I've quit smoking, which has been probably 100 times now, it's 2 to 3 weeks of pure hell for me, where I am the biggest asshole on the face of the earth, and no one should be around me. And man, just congratulations to you for that, and praise God for it, because like I say, whenever somebody shares their testimony, whether we give them credit or not, God is the one that helps us through those times. So congratulations, man. That's beautiful. So you got 2 kids, 1 on the way, 2 stores. You opening any more stores, or you gonna stop at 2? What you thinking?
Yeah, so we were about to open another store here in North Charleston. This was about a month ago. We went to go sign the paperwork. The day before we signed the paperwork, there's a mattress store in there as well. Somebody shot and killed the mattress store owner in that same strip. So that was kind of a sign for us, like, hey, we probably shouldn't do this spot. We had been on the fence about it because North Charleston's a little bit rougher area than where we are. But it's a very populated area, and a lot of business goes on there. But so after the tenant a couple of doors down was shot and killed, we figured, nah, we better not do this, because we get a lot of cash sales as well. So do mattress places. So you're kind of like a sitting duck there. And so we decided not to do that. But what we're doing right now is actually I put in a LOI on a piece of land, and hopefully we're getting that under contract probably this next week. And we're just going to develop like a little shopping center, and we're going to be the anchor store in that strip.
So you'll own the whole strip and rent out other spots?
Yeah, we're going to have about
that 50, is smart.
We're going to have about a 50,000 square foot location there. So it's going to be a really big store. And then we're going to have about 5 or 6 tenants as well. So it's going to be about 100,000 square foot shopping center. And we'll be the anchor spot there.
That's cool, man. Alex Hand would like to know, are you in Mount Mount Pleasant or West Ashley?
With Somerville.
Somerville. I plan to do a southeast coast trip one day, and I would love to come down there and check out your operation, because it sounds like you got things pretty fine tuned, and you run a pretty decent operation. And I just need to learn, man, because this store stuff's new to me. Like, it seems like every day as I'm getting closer, our target goal was September 1st to open the store. And as I'm getting closer, I'm like, man, I don't think I'm going to be ready by September 1st. And like just all the little things that you don't think about, like I messaged you a few weeks ago about like cash registers. I posted about it this morning to pick anybody's brain. Cash registers, pricing tag, just all the little stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What would you say? You better come. Yeah. Oh, Phil already knows what's up. I'm going to see Phil. That's part of the East. What would you say, George, is one thing that you would tell somebody like me or anybody else they're thinking about opening an appliance store? What would be one little piece of advice you'd give them?
And it's hard work, man. It sounds all gravy and, it sounds real cool to have your own store and stuff like that, but people won't believe the amount of hard work that goes into running a store. There's a lot of stuff that you got to work late hours, especially if you're doing refurbishing, man. Because refurbishing, if you sell all your appliances in one day, that's great. But guess what? You got customers that's coming in tomorrow that wants to buy appliances as well. So you got to have stock all the time. Inventory is a big deal, whether you're buying new, scratch and dent, whether you're refurbishing your own stuff. You got to have what people want when they want it. If not, they just go somewhere else. So for me, I hate seeing customers walk out the door because we don't have what we want. So like we have our 2 locations and we rent a warehouse just so we can have enough stock, because I hate losing sales because we don't have something in stock, but you can't have everything in stock. So staying on top of your inventory is going to be a huge deal, man. And it's a tough one, especially in today's environment. You used to could just order whatever you want, whenever you want it, but that's not the case anymore. Like I put in orders for, Speed Queens better than they were last year. The hell, I was ordering Speed Queens 3 to 4 months in advance before I needed them. And then I just got to where I was just buying the full truckloads, 126 pieces of them at a time, just because they would come in a lot quicker if I bought a full truck versus ordering smaller orders. So inventory is a huge part of the game, man, because if you don't have it, they're going to go somewhere else and buy it. Once that customer walks out the door, it's hard to get them back in the door, get them to come back. That's why I tell my salespeople all the time, ABC, always be closing, man. Because if they walk out that door, yeah, they say they're going to get the wife and come back. And there's a lot higher chance that they're not coming back in the store than that they are coming back. So you got to have good sales.
90% of your work is getting them in the store.
Right.
So once you got them there, you got to do what you got to do.
That's right, man. It's I don't have a customer acquisition cost, but it's we spend a lot of money in advertising. We do radio commercials. I do billboards. We do Facebook marketing. We do, internet marketing. We do TV commercials. So it costs a lot of money to get customers into the store. And then when you do service, that kind of just leads the customers back into the store. Like, so for us, our service call is 139, and that's for us to come out, diagnose it, all that good stuff. And, but say it's a bad tub bearing or, something sealed system issue that they don't want to split the money into, $40 of the service call goes towards replacing the unit through us. So instead of that 139 that they feel that they might have just lost out on another company, instead $40 comes back towards buying a replacement through us. So you got to, your service, if you do service and sales, your service needs to feed your sales when it can. So like I said, we offer that little $40 towards the replacement, and that works pretty well. Because they're always trying to chase their money. You know what I mean? They don't want their 139 to be completely gone. So I can get $40 back if I go buy a fridge through them. All right, let's go see what they got. And then that's when you got to have good salespeople to close them.
That's good stuff, man.
What about you, TK? Who's going to be your salespeople? You going to be in the store selling stuff?
We are working on a game plan for that. When I tell you we are winging this thing, we are winging it. We have plans, but a lot of them so here's the deal. We had a manager. He fell through. He didn't work out. He's not going to be doing it with us. So we were basically left to figure it out. So I'm definitely going to be in the store some. My partner, I have 2 business partners. They're going to be in the store. But the long-term goal is to have a salesman in there full-time and a shop tech in there full-time. One doing the refurbishing, bringing the units out, cleaning them, setting them up, and then a salesperson. Our showroom's about 3,100 square feet, so it's a nice size, but it's not, I think too big. So yes, I will be in there. Like my ideal job, I think, would be being in there a few days a week and then doing sealed system work whenever I'm not in there. I love doing sealed systems. So, and honestly, that's where I make the most money. Like when I'm out doing sealed system calls, the money, the profits go through the roof. So. But yes, I do. I feel like I'm a pretty good salesman. I've already sold like 4 or 5 appliances this week at the customers' houses where I condemned something. I condemned 4 units yesterday morning. It was like I had 6 calls and I condemned 4 units, and I was starting to think like, all right, what is going on here? Why am I? But the cool part about it was every single one of them, 2 of them were, 3 of them were washers. They're all getting Speed Queen scratch and dents. And then one of them was a side-by-side Whirlpool, and she's getting a side-by-side Frigidaire. So nice. It's cool. It's cool to be able to go in and know you can take care of them no matter what.
Right, regardless.
I love it.
Yep. No, then, one of the biggest mistakes I made was staying on the road too long. You can't run your business if you're out doing calls, doing deliveries. Somebody else is running your business.
Yep.
That was my biggest mistake. Like I ain't done a service call. Well, I lied. My technician went out of town for a week, so I did run a day of service calls. But I haven't done service calls in probably 2.5, 3 years now. And I say deliveries as well, but I cover for my delivery guy when he goes on vacation every once in a while too. But that was my biggest mistake, was staying out in the field too long, man. Who's going to run your business? You know what I mean? Somebody's got to run your business. If not, it's other people running your business.
Yeah.
And then now I'm at the transition where I'm trying to get out of the day-to-day running of my business to more working on the business as well. So there's steps that you got to take to get where you want to be. And so just like I said, if you're not in the store or running your overall organization or whatever somebody else is, and they have different visions of how it's going to look than you do.
Yeah.
Honestly, a great salesperson is a technician, because these appliances inside and out. Like when somebody comes into our store and I happen to help them or something like that, they're getting a way different perspective than a salesperson from Lowe's or somebody like that. It's like walking in to buy a car with a mechanic. You know what I mean? That's the person you want to talk to, because they really know these appliances. It doesn't matter all the features if the refrigerator has, if the thing isn't working. So a person that's a technician, that's a deadly combination, man. You can sell a lot of appliances. And for me, I always wanted to be on the sales force selling stuff, just because I felt that it was I was always the best one at having a chance of closing a sale. Just because, well, before I did appliances, I did door-to-door steak sales for 3.5 years. I mean, so I could take a lot of rejection and learn to overcome objections to close deals, because that's a tough gig. But if you can figure out the objections and you're a technician, I wouldn't get, I don't recommend a lot of LG refrigerators just because of their compressor issues. And I don't want to, have them come back in 2 to 3 years, say, hey, you sold me this $3,500 refrigerator and now it's not cooling, yada, yada, that kind of thing. And, but if somebody wants an LG refrigerator, I'm not going to not sell it to them. I learned a long time ago, don't talk them out of what they want, because then you'll end up not selling anything at all. So it's a fine line you got to balance, man. Like I said, the best advice I have is try to get off the road as quick as you can if you're going to have multiple employees to running your business, because you want to be in charge of what's going on. You won't.
I think
If you're running calls, you don't see what's going on all the time. All the people walking in and out. What your salespeople are telling them. They might be saying dumb stuff. That you're like, why would you say that, man? That doesn't make any sense. You're going to lose customers by saying that kind of stuff. Believe me, I've been down the road with all that crap, and like I said, my best advice would be get off the road as quickly as you can if you're going to have multiple employees and a store and do service, because you got to run the show, man. If not, you're getting ran by the show. So,
truer words never spoken.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest trend. That transition is the hardest thing for any business owner to make, because we're control freaks, right? So we got to keep our hands on everything and do everything, and we're the king and we can do it better than anybody else, and there's a trust issue with employees. So making that transition into running your business versus working in your business, then and not going back to that,
Right.
even though you make that transition, the hard thing is don't get sucked back into it. And I've found that hard in my own business, and I've seen countless people make that mistake as well.
Absolutely. I just hired another technician. He starts next week. He's actually experienced. He reached out to us and said he was looking for a new place to work, and he does compressors. He does everything. So there's definitely some things working in my favor to get me off the road more. I do have business partners, and one of the things that I've been considering is doing a week in the store, temporarily do a week in the store and then a week on the road, swapping back and forth with my business partner. That way we know at all times there's an experienced person in that store, because people are going to come in with questions. People are going to come in with different things they want to know. And the average Joe that you hire, until you train them up and teach them the different things about the different units, they're not going to know the stuff that, just like you said, George, a technician would know. So I think it's going to be invaluable to have us there working on the business and in the store as the backup person, and really seeing some growth, because it's like Jennifer, Phil's wife, said. Every person I've talked to, and you just confirm it, George, once you take that step and that tough transition from working owner to business owner, it's a game changer every time, from what I hear.
Yeah, like I said, man, if you're not running the company, somebody else is, and that other person is probably not qualified to run the company. And I had, I was paying, I was doing deliveries, repairs, stuff like that. I was coming in and leaving every morning, and then I wouldn't be back till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I don't know what the heck happened from 9:30 to 5 during the day. There was sales that probably could have been made, or there was always people coming in that I could have networked with, like property managers, stuff like that coming in that I could network with, make connections with. If you're not in the store, you can't make those connections. You don't see them opportunities. That person who you're paying 12, 15 bucks an hour, whatever you're paying them, they don't care about them opportunities. They're just there for a paycheck, man. You can put them on commission, but then they're just selling just to make more money for themselves, which isn't always in the business's, best idea. It's not the best. What the hell word am I looking for? It's not going to benefit the customer. It's not going to benefit you all the time. It's going to benefit the employee. And that's not always the way to do it. They just want as much money as they can make. So our staff, we don't even have our people on commission. They get spiffs. They get hourly. We don't work on commission, because I don't want our people just to sell stuff, just to try to upsell people and all that kind of stuff. We really want to help the customer and find out what they want and what they need, and then find them the best solution. Find when you have people on commission, people are just trying to sell them crap they don't need, which it brings in more revenue, but then a lot of times the customer doesn't feel that welcoming feel that they get with us. So I don't know. It's a challenge, man. Like I said, if you're not in there to see what goes on day to day and hour to hour, you have no clue what happens in there when you're not in there. You could have your competitor coming in and poaching your employees.
Yeah,
I've had that happen. You have your competitors coming in and trying to get all your information of what you do, where you get stuff, all that from your employees, and they're about to open up a shop, a few blocks down the road. So you just, if you're behind a refrigerator in a customer's house all day, that's where you're at, and that's what went on today. So it's get off the road, man. If you're going to be running a business, find somebody else to fix the refrigerators, find somebody else to do the deliveries. That stuff you can train people to do.
Yeah.
But you can train somebody to run your business, but that's not a good idea, man.
No, I agree 100%. I mean, we talk about this a lot, and we're, as I'm going into this thing, I'm already thinking and already jotting down a list of SOPs and documents that I'm going to need for this store. Are you an SOP guy? Do you type out SOPs for your store and share them with your guys, or?
I do. We have a book that we have all our operating procedures. And that was another thing that took me a long time. Once I got in a peer group, I started doing stuff like that. I started learning my financials. That's another thing, is your financials is a huge deal. But once I got in the peer group, there's about 10 of us in a peer group, and we share financials. We figure out the best ways of doing business and all that. But yeah, standard operating procedures. Once I was in a peer group, that's when I started doing that. And that was a game changer. Now I don't have to get asked questions. It just cut down on all the questions that were coming to me. If I'm getting questioned to death by all my employees, why? So now we got operating procedures pretty much for everything, whether it's warranty calls or how we want the greeting on the phone, how you answer the phone, everything really. But yeah, that's big. And knowing your financials, man. That's something you really got to get a hold on quick. I wish I would have got a hold on quicker, just to see how profitable you are. Maybe doing this or that isn't that profitable, but you don't know it. You just see the money coming in, but you don't see all the money coming out to get that acquisition. So we've cut stuff down that we were doing that wasn't profitable. We've added stuff that's more profitable. like when you have a store, having add-ons is profitable. Selling cords, hoses, and dryer mitt, that's very profitable. We used to not sell that, especially with doing refurbished. We would get a machine in that still had the hoses. We let the customers have the hoses. You know, selling all that stuff's real profitable.
Yeah.
So you get like on refrigerator water lines, I think we make like 500% on a water line. You know, it's in cords we make, you know, at least 2.5%, you know, 250% on cords and stuff. So and that stuff they have to have, you know. It's easy to sell water lines. It's easy to add on water hoses for your washer. Especially if you're a technician, you know, you go out in the houses, you can tell the customers about how you've seen the ones that pop up at the end, that bubble up at the end where the connection goes, you know. It's some stainless steel hoses, you know. Them little things like that is stuff it takes a while to figure out how you get more profitable easy, you know. I think we sold last year, and just in parts, connections, you know, washer and dryer, refrigerator connections, we sold a little over $200,000 in connections. So I mean, and the profit margin on those was significant. So just stuff like that, stuff you learn that makes your business more money.
I'm taking notes, George, just so you know.
Yeah, we also have a parts counter too. So they come in, they can buy parts. Are you going to be selling parts as well, TK?
I mean, we'll have parts on hand, fast moving stuff, and
Right.
you know, we can always get parts in for people, but that's not going to be our main focus out the gate.
That's what we do too, man. We only have the fast moving parts, stuff that our technicians use frequently, and then anything else, people come in, we normally order it. It's there the next day through Marcone or Encompass, whoever it is.
Yeah, my thoughts on that were going to be basically keep a full truck inventory inside the store. That way, if someone comes in to get it, we have it. Or if one of the technicians needs to restock it, we could, you know, they can grab it there, and then we just restock it at the store. But we're not gonna, starting out the gate, we're not gonna focus really on parts. But we definitely are gonna focus on all of those extras, the stainless steel hoses and all that other stuff. We're gonna have a little display with, you know, just all those different things. So I took some notes, man. I'm learning from you. Don't worry.
Cool.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. I've enjoyed it. I mean, it's probably a little bit selfish because I'm just picking your brain for my store, but I know there's other folks out there. I mean, it all depends on one thing that I think is interesting in the current world we live in. The brick and mortar store is starting to go by the wayside, but with appliances, it's a little bit different because the average person isn't going to go on Amazon and order a washing machine. The average person isn't going to go online and order a refrigerator. I feel, and you guys tell me if you're wrong, and you guys in the comments tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like appliances are a special thing where they want to go to a physical location and look at stuff and open the doors and look at the washer and do you guys agree or what are y'all's thoughts on that?
No, I agree totally. They want to touch it, they want to feel it, they want to see that third drawer in the bottom, you know. Yeah, it's a hands-on thing. I don't want to order a refrigerator online. Hey, good morning. It's something that customers want to come in and be able to feel it and touch it, man. And that's when you got to have good salespeople or somebody in there to tell them the benefits of buying from you versus going to buy online or buying from the box store. You know, we also do service, you know, so if you ever have an issue, give us a call. We'll be the ones to take care of you. When you can be a one-stop shop for appliances, everything related appliances, you end up being them customers' appliance person, you know, whether it's sales, service, parts, whatever.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Mike, from a marketing SEO expert perspective?
No, I mean I agree. It's pretty standard stuff. I don't really have anything to add other than what you guys have already said. The big thing is, having the right things in stock is key. You know, and being knowledgeable about those actual appliances. As far as the features go, because that's what people want to
Yeah,
know is how is this going to help me, and what does it have that's kind of neat. You know, like a refrigerator, for example. How is it going to help me in my daily function in my family?
yeah,
So having the salesperson really know what all those details are is probably key. So there's some additional training with that as well. And things change, year by year. So there's a lot of things that you got to keep up on.
for sure. Yeah, I think about those. I liken it to cars. Like I would never consider buying a car. Like you see these Carvanas, and they just built a car vending machine here in Richmond. It's just, have you guys seen these things?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a huge tower. For anybody that hasn't seen them, it's a huge tower, and it's full of cars, and it's literally a car vending machine. And I just think like I would never in my life go and buy a car out of a vending machine. I would never go online, even if they guarantee I can return it if I don't like it. I would never go online and order, and some people might. So everybody's,
Appliance vending machines. There
oh,
you go.
dude, that George, we got to do that, man. Me and you can collaborate. Appliance vending machine.
Refrigerator vending
Yeah,
machines.
LG refrigerator.
I'll try anything once.
Yeah, we got to work on that. Anybody want to partner with us on the appliance vending machine? That's a crazy idea to even think about.
That
Well,
sounds
like I
like
said, man, I appreciate you coming on. I know you got to get to work. You open up at, you said 9:30. I am gonna hopefully stop by when I come do my East Coast trip. But I just appreciate you coming on. Congratulations on everything. You've been somebody that I've had my eye on for years because I've seen you in the Facebook groups. I got to finally meet you at ASTI, which was an awesome experience. If you Just a shameless plug, if you haven't been to an ASTI, go to one because George can testify. A lot of the stuff that George is talking about the SOPs and all these different things, that's the type of stuff you learn there. In the networking opportunities at ASTI are just awesome. You meet cool people. And the coolest thing that I thought and this is just a shameless plug for ASTI. The coolest part of ASTI for me was getting to meet everybody. Like just it's one thing to be Facebook friends. It's another thing to walk up and shake hands with everybody and have share a meal or hang out and talk shop a little bit. So I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate
this
you always
next
be
one in
willing to.
February. I'm on the ASTI committee, so we plan the ASTI. This next one's going to be good, man. It's in San Antonio in February, and it's going to be really, really good.
I'll be there, bud.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Service Alliance Group will definitely be at ASTI. We are excited about it. For those of you that aren't UASA members, make sure you go check that out. Sign up for ASTI. Thank you again, George. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for always being willing to answer my stupid questions when I text you.
No, I appreciate you having me, man. And if anybody ever needs any help, whether it's with addiction or with appliance business knowledge, just hit me up, man. I can relate on both of those. So I'm more than happy to help any way I can. So
That's
Good
good.
stuff, man.
thanks
Well,
for having me, fella.
Anybody got any closing thoughts, any words of wisdom, or anything they want to say before we hop off here?
Nah, bro, but you said I'm going to work today. My ass ain't going to work. I'm in.
Oh, you got the jammies on. There you go. Well,
Hey, we're
enjoy.
just glad you're wearing pants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're glad you're not coming to us live in your underwear, buddy.
No, our store is actually closed on Wednesdays and Sundays, man. So
Okay.
we do stuff a little bit different. Once COVID started, my wife wasn't going to work all the time because she has an immune disorder. And so we started closing our stores on Wednesday so everybody'd have 2 days off. And we've been busier than we've ever been with an extra day off. So we've kept it that way. So it's kind of nice. We work for 2 days, off a day, work for 3 days, off a day. So it's kind of nice all there.
Well, enjoy your day off, brother. Thank you again for coming on. Mike, thank you.
All right, thanks.
We will catch you guys next time. Have a great week. See y'all on Friday.